Yeah, that's great. It says device not available.
What?
Oh my gosh! See, this is what happens. Now they can hear us, but it says device not available on the screen. Isn't it just like this show? You know, we go through our lives. We're being good people, and we get to this point, and only on this show does this happen. You know, on the other shows I do, it never happens. Is this show? I'll fix it. I got this, guys. We can still talk though. What's up, man?
Another day in paradise.
I tell you what, I feel like my device is not available. This is
What in the world? Why does it do that?
I don't know, but I can fix it. But it's just, man, come on now. Watch this. You're going to see this happen in real time. I hope you're watching this on another screen.
Yeah.
You're going to see how the magic happens here.
Watch him go.
Watch this.
Watch
me
him
move.
go.
Watch me move, man. This is going to be good.
Joe said big tech strikes again.
That's pretty good. Big tech, they're so focused, man. They're even coming after us. I got to give it to them. They need to spend their time on something else. All right, we're good now. We're good.
Look at that, quick as can be.
My little Karate Kid right there, which I did watch all of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, while it's kind of corny, I did enjoy it.
It is a little corny, but I enjoy it too.
Mm-hmm. You know what? The biggest thing about it is the fact that the Johnny Lawrence character is stuck in the 80s. It's like, man, it's almost over the top how stuck in the 80s he is.
Yeah.
No computer ever. Never opened a computer.
Come on.
Yeah. Hit all the buttons and couldn't find the internet.
So, and it's funny because I guess what they're trying to portray is like has he just been a drunk idiot for the past 30 years? Like,
that's the idea.
Yeah.
He never turned on the television or anything like that, I guess.
I just find that hard to believe, but I enjoyed it. It was a good show.
Let's go ahead. We're going to boost your volume too, since we're just keeping house here.
Oh yeah, maybe it's me. I don't know.
Nah, just leave it where it's at because I turned it up now. If you turn it up too,
okay, fine.
It'll be like.
I won't touch it.
We don't need that. We don't need that. So I know tonight I definitely want to talk about how our wives love Dollar General. Felt like, it has to be addressed when women go out with their men and the men go to, like you said before we started, to Academy Sports. This is not what the show's about, by the way, everybody. When you go to Academy
Just going on
Sports,
a tangent for a second. Bear with us.
Absolutely. They'll all agree. But like, oh yeah, I understand. This is crazy. Here's a siege that needs to happen. Yeah. So we're all going to Academy Sports. We buy whatever item you had. You say you needed a 25-pound free weight. You got your free weight. You left the store. Maybe you're looking for 28-gauge shells or something. So you leave the store. And you're like, all right, well, let's head on home. It's like, well, on the way home, can we stop at? And then like all the words come out. Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, and, whatever outlet stores nearby. If there's an outlet store nearby, just don't even get married. And that's what I say.
That's right.
Well, I said to put it out there, man, because, as a gift to my wife a while back, we went to Jacksonville and we shopped I just said, we can go anywhere you want. We'll eat sometime during this whole escapade. Just go anywhere you want. This is my gift to you, and I just want a return payment at maybe later. That's all I'm going to say. You guys use your imagination. So she went to like 8 or 9 stores, and she just shopped and shopped. and shopped. I'm like, how is this even possible? How can you even want to shop this long?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I don't. I just think it's funny. It's like, and not that I have anything against my wife and kids going somewhere with me. I'm not saying that. It's like you can have a conversation on Thursday and say, okay, Saturday, I need to run to Academy, or I need to run here, I need to run there. They take that as we're all going somewhere Saturday morning.
I'll tell you what.
So you go after, ladies, if you're listening, when we say we need to go somewhere and get something, that means we want to go there, get that one thing, and come back home. Not make a day of it and go to 15 different stores.
Oh man, I got something that's just perfect for this. And it's not even it's not like Bible, like it's good Bible. It's just Bible that's going to be funny Bible if I can find it. I was reading, it's either 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians. Well, I'll just summarize. But it was Paul was telling the Corinthians how to do church. It's like, all right, you do it this way, and plain as day. And it took me off guard, man. It says, women do not talk during church, basically. If you have a question, ask your husband afterwards. And I have not yet taken it to my wife yet. I'm like, you believe in the Bible, honey? You believe that Jesus Christ is your Savior? She'd be like, yeah, of course I do. You know, he died on the cross for all men's sins. Like, baby, I agree with you 100%. So whatever's in this book, you're going to try to live by this to the T. It's like, of course, absolutely. All right, what about this part where you don't talk during church? He's like, well, I don't think that's what he means. That's what you get into there. You'd be like, I don't know if that's what it means right there. It says women don't talk during church. That's exactly what it says. Uh-oh. Speaking of.
Okay.
Speaking of.
She's creeping around over here.
There goes. Wanted to give her a microphone. She wants to be on the show. All right, it's fine.
Oh, no, she ain't going to do it. You know better.
And go to Tanger Outlet Store. Tell you to take her to Tanger Outlet Stores. And then she can shop at 14 different stores, 2 hours a piece, 28 hours a day. I don't even know how that works.
Oh, you done got a question in the chat.
I talked to my sister. I've tried to get with her on Instagram. That's the only place that I think is actually her. Because on Facebook, I'll explain this a little bit. My sister's had some troubled past stuff. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to focus on any negative things that she may have done in the past. But there are some accounts that aren't live, basically. She has like several days. You know, people like this that have like 10 different Facebook accounts. They're not live. Yeah. So I think I found her live Instagram account because I don't have her phone number because she's eaten through about 20 or 30 of those in her adult life. She's gone through them one after the other. Instagram account, I think it's her. I sent her the request so I can follow her because it's a private account. And if it's the right account and she sends me back the thing, then I think I can send her a message. Because I don't have Instagram on my phone, but I have it on the desktop, so I did it that way. So I don't know if I had to have my phone to send a message before we're connected. But the idea is I think once she says it's okay, I can send her a message, I guess. That's what I think anyway. That's where we're at with that. So it's a good question. Cool. It's good. To be held accountable is a good thing. So it's one of the things I didn't know what I was going to say either. So right now I got like a stay of execution so I can still think about what I want to say.
Right.
But that was my big thing. What was your New Year's resolution?
I didn't have one.
I don't know. Remember, you were running in at a couple bills. You're a double Hondo, and you want to be down to 180. That was yours, right?
Yeah.
It was like, you said something about that. It says, you know, I look up. It's just like me. I walk around. I look in the mirror. It's like, who the crap is that? And you think about a picture. Because I've seen your pictures of you in the service. Because I think they were on Facebook before or something. And I remember looking for thumbnails.
Yeah. Go ahead and remind me of it. Yes.
Well, all I'm saying is you were malnourished then. You know, I'm saying that you were like, it looked like you were 140 pounds or something.
I was probably 140, 150. Yeah. No, I mean, that's a goal of mine, but I don't do the whole New Year's resolution thing. I mean, I think if you have a goal, you just go after your goal. You don't need it to be a new year to say you're going to go after something.
Yeah. So you think it's kind of done when people are like, I can't wait till 2020 is done. So 2021, like there's some kind of magic break in between the two.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, because Corona's still here, is what I've noticed.
Yeah, my boss has got it.
The main guy.
The owner. Yeah.
Oh wow, how bad is it?
He's pretty sick. He's fighting the fever, I think, more than anything.
Ooh, that's
He'll
close
take
to
medicine.
you.
Yeah. So, well, he caught it early, which luckily, I mean, I'm not he's there, but it's not like we're hanging out. We're not even in the same office. Like I'm down the building from him. So it's not like I'm around him a whole lot. And I guess he started feeling under the weather or something. And at that point, I hadn't seen him in a couple of days. And he wasn't feeling good. So he went and got tested. And I guess he tested positive. So he's not been back to work. You know, he's not come to the office at all. He's been at home. Yeah. And I checked on him yesterday. And I said, "You feeling any better?" And he said, "I was." And then I woke up this morning and the fever was back. So,
when's the last time you were face to face?
Probably close to 2 weeks now.
Oh, so you're in the clear then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's doing the right thing. He's not coming around, and he's going to make sure he's good before he'll even show his face at the office. So,
man, I so wanted to find this verse, but I don't remember where it is for some reason. Oh man. Oh, here. Oh, wait, never mind. 1 Corinthians. Chapter 14, verse number 34-ish. The women, okay, as in all the churches of the saints, the women should keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but should be in submission. As the law also says, if there is anything they desire to learn, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is shameful for a woman to speak at church. So are you going to follow the whole Bible or just parts of the Bible? That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. It took me off guard. It's like, I guess Paul ain't woke.
Right?
Oh man! After all,
so you have told Melissa that verse, or
I haven't told her that verse. You know, I thought about it a couple times because we're going to get a kick out of it, and I can't wait to see what her impression is because she's a Christian.
You better tread lightly there.
We've been at this for 20 years, man. I'm just going to go in there like a bull in a china shop, like I normally do. So, are you going to shut up now at church? You know, something classy like that. Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. So, boss man's got coronavirus. Work's been busy. Personal life's been busy. So, it's been crazy for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it has been crazy. I mean, this show is called 4, not after Led Zeppelin, but after the fact that we didn't really have much time this week to even text back and forth about it.
I know.
But here we are.
I think I texted you what, last night?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I've been meaning to text you.
Yeah, which is all right because this show is kind of like just bring whatever you got with you at the time when you got it anyway. You know, we like to. Yeah. We were trying to think of some topics, but really, I think whatever we come across, as far as Bible or life or whatever, we just kind of bring to the table. I think that's okay. Yeah. But they're talking about tools in the chat. You see this?
Are they really?
Yeah, Brent comes in because he's Tool Pros. What's up, fellas?
And then everybody starts talking about tools.
I like Brent. He's cool because he's a tool guy. Yeah, and they're talking about tools. And Susie says she doesn't like to go shopping. She likes tools, like shopping for tools. Yeah, which is cool. And you know what? I just want to put it. I want to put something out there real quick because all of you like Roby. I don't like them, but I know all of you like them. But I got this set of skill tools. It's 20-volt tools, and it has the drill and impact driver because I only have like a couple of each of those, so I need a spare. I really like tools as well. And the thing that annoys me, you have these brushless tools that are really popular now, is you hit the trigger, and there's like a half a second before it engages and goes. It's like, and then it goes. It makes a weird digital sound or whatever. It's not digital, but you know what I'm saying. It makes a different sound. And that annoys me. I like when I pull the trigger to something, the action that I'm waiting for happens immediately. You don't have to wait a half a second. So I hate that tool now. Have you had any tools like that?
I don't think if they do that, I don't notice that.
Maybe Milwaukee doesn't do that.
But maybe it's because I use Milwaukee and you use, Ryobi or Skill or whatever you get your hands on. Rigid.
It's starting to come together. Yeah. Don't buy tools that are half the price of the other tools. Okay. Makes sense. It's
And I don't know, there may be like that little half a second delay with Milwaukee or DeWalt or whatever. I just haven't noticed it.
Yeah.
Brent says because you use Hercules.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put it. I have not bought a Hercules drill ever. I have the Bauer. Get it right, Brent. It's Bauer. It's completely different. That drill's all right. The battery life is not as good as other drills, but it's all right.
Cryobi.
Yeah. I love Ryobi, man. I bought a palm sander the other day, a battery powered palm sander. So
I have never touched a Ryobi. I give you crap about it, but I don't know if they're good or bad or whatever because I've never messed with one.
I gotta be honest with you. Half the stuff I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe Ryobi isn't that good. I don't know. I should buy Milwaukee, but they're expensive.
When I first started in the trade, I had DeWalt stuff, and then I went to Milwaukee, and I just kind of never went back.
Yeah, Milwaukee is nice. I bought that one set. It was M12 drill and impact driver. Oh, it was sweet. It was really nice. So
yeah,
can't argue with you. I actually sold it. I used it for a while, and I sold it to buy other tools, and I sold it for the same price I bought it for. It's like, all right.
Well, you didn't lose any money.
No.
So.
Good old Black
Friday. Because most
time
you end up, if you sell, most of the time when you sell tools, you end up losing money.
Yeah, no, every single other time in life, that's absolutely the case. A significant amount of money. But this one was okay. Yeah, I got the Ryobi glue gun. That's what he says down there at Tool Pros. I'll be right back.
Got the Ryobi glue gun.
I'm going to be right back. All right, I'm going to take off. All right. You got this?
Go ahead.
I'll see you.
I don't know what this guy's doing. Probably going to get Ryobi tools. Oh, yeah, he is.
Oops. Hey, it's the Ryobi glue gun.
Now, what do you need that for?
I don't. I did not buy this Ryobi tool. My wife did because she knows I have the batteries. Hey, let's get that right here in this shot. Yeah, all right, there we go. There we are. That's better.
You think we got a shot at getting sponsored by Ryobi?
I doubt it. Hey, you want to hear? You want to hear something funny? You know, I was reaching out. You know, you reach out for sponsors because it's part of life. You got to get sponsors, and some of them are long term, and some of them are short term, and you never know what you're dealing with. So you always have to reach out to somebody. So I've made this thing where I reached out to several people at one time, and I remember I emailed Ryobi, and they responded to the email. Said, no, we're not interested at this time. By the way, our name isn't CPS because I put the wrong name at the top of it. I was like,
well, any chance you had of getting sponsored by them went out the window as soon as they started and it said CPS.
I was like, well, Zach's going to try again. It's going to be 1 year from now. 1 year. This is my welder, Joe. I love that, man. That welder. Yeah. I don't know how we got on. I guess we can talk. Men with issues can talk about tools. Let's stay out of air conditioning, you know.
That is an issue with men.
I wish I had a picture of it. I got my shop. I'm kind of trying to sort it out. We have a weight bench from like 4 years ago that I used for about 4 months and then stopped. And we have it sitting down there. So my son and I are lifting weights, and it takes up the middle of the floor there. But on the back side are a couple shelving units like you'd see at like Sam's or something like that. It's like the shelves they put their products on, and it's just the top 2 levels are just nothing but battery power tools, and then the bottom level is corded power tools. And I love tools, man. I love them a lot.
Me too.
What do you?
And now I just
Go ahead. No, because my statement was going to be stupid. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I love tools, but I don't really use them that much anymore. It's the only downfall.
Oh man. Well,
I guess I could make myself use them. I could get out of the yard and build something or something. But
that's what I'm saying. Get out there and build something. Be like a kid in school. Look what I made for you.
I am going to build me like a little a workbench over here. You see this corner? How it's empty? There's nothing there. Mm-hmm. Build me a workbench right there, with like some shelves and a shop light. Work on some guns and stuff.
Oh, I like that. Well, have you ever thought about doing that? Because that's a whole different set of tools. These fine tools for like gunsmithing, if that's how you say it. But my dad always loved to take apart guns. He was good at repairing guns and taking them apart.
Yeah,
Is that
and
something you do?
there's a lot of specialty tools. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put me a workbench back there with a couple shelves, and then the back of it'll be like the pegboard, where you can put the little hangers and stuff and hang up all the tools. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's the next project.
See, dude, that's a good idea right there. Because I do like woodworking stuff. Like I do projects like that. But gunsmithing, that'd be a really cool thing to do. I mean, that's a really good idea. Man, I kind of want to see that happen now. There's your videos of the future, Justin. Forget about air conditioners. Yeah, forget about air conditioners. Air conditioners are boring. All right.
I can't forget about air conditioners. It's what pays the bills.
All right. Well, you know what? Here we are, Men with Issues. We're doing something that pays no bills right now. Okay. So just imagine you're just going to extend yourself. You're going to be a gunsmith. And then eventually somebody in your neighborhood's going to go, hey, man, I dropped my shotgun in the water. Can you try to save it or something like that? And you'll be the guy.
Yeah, but I couldn't make like videos on it or nothing like that. Every one of them be demonetized. Every one.
That's probably true. I wonder if they would.
It would be.
You think
they
so?
Are. There's a lot of gun guys that I follow on YouTube, and they say it in every video that the video will be demonetized. So the only way they make any money is by sponsors, different gun sponsors.
Oh, wait a second. I think I got something. I'm gonna make us a sponsor real quick while we're talking. Well, I'm just saying because I know what you're talking about because. To do the videos, and I watch a guy, and I don't remember his name, but he talks about politics and guns and stuff like that. And I'm going to use his sponsor, but I have to misspell it so it's not like something where we get sued or something. I don't know.
But yeah,
whatever floats.
Yeah, the whole 28 gauge. I do not own a 28 gauge, but I will just say, if you do own a 28 gauge out there, there's plenty of ammo for you right now.
All right.
There's not any for the rest of us.
There we go. Hey, got to get your Black Rifle coffee. That's what it's sponsor. If you have a gun show, you get in Black Rifle Coffee to do your sponsorship, right?
That's good coffee too. I don't know if you've had any, but it's good coffee.
Hey man, they're not our sponsor. You don't have to say that. It's all right.
No, I want to say it. Sponsor or not. That's good stuff.
All right. Well, I'm going to send this to them.
Okay, do that.
How many viewers?
With it spelt wrong so that they can immediately say, no, you can't even spell our name right.
Hey, they're going to ask us, how many viewers do you have? I'm just going to change the subject. Like, where y'all hunt at? I don't know. How many deers you kill?
But yeah. No, it's the whole gun and ammo right now is ridiculous. If you can even find it.
So is this like the apocalypse is coming sort of mentality?
I think a lot of people are like that, yeah. And normally when ammo goes up or something like this happens, it takes a while for it to come back down. So I think for the foreseeable future, it's probably going to be ridiculous.
That's too bad. I don't know a ton about it. I don't shoot very often at all, especially since my guns are dead now. They died in a fire. Yeah. But I know there's like different shotgun shells you can buy. There's more expensive shots you can buy, but you're telling me that it's pretty much all bought up right now?
You can find it, but it's in small doses. Like I have my 3 or 4 websites that I go in between. If you go to a local store around here, they don't have anything. It's just weird off, non-popular calibers. But yeah, most of the stuff I look at is online, and you can find some, but it's ridiculously expensive, and you're limited to how much you can buy. So. But at the same, everybody looks at, like you look at ammo right now. I think most of the popular calibers, 9mm 45, 5.56/223, 380, all that stuff. Most of it is the cheapest I have seen is about 90 cents a round, and that was only like one caliber. Most of the stuff is between $1.20 a round and up to over $2 a round. So, and it's
$2 a round. What was $2
Oh,
a
yeah.
round? Good grief,
a lot. There's a lot that's $2 a
it's
round.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well,
So, and then you're limited to what you can get. Like, so if you get on a website, there might be 50 different, brands of ammo that they normally have, and 90% of them will stay out of stock. And then the one or two that they do have in stock are off brand, the bullets people typically wouldn't buy is what's available. And it's ridiculously high, and you're limited to what you can get. So it's kind of a crapshoot right now. But at the same time, if you're trying to buy ammunition, I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. So you kind of have to buy what you can get.
maybe I ought to take advice from the people that have security systems. You heard this where people can't afford a security system, and they will put an ADT sign outside of their house that doesn't have a security system, just to deter people. So here it is. You can't buy a gun, and you can't buy shells. So just buy a gun case from Dick's and just carry it around with you.
To scare people.
Yeah, just write "gun" on the outside of it.
I heard this today, and I don't know how true it is. Somebody was telling me today that there has been more guns sold in the past 6 months than what there has been in the last 10 years. And I thought, man, that is crazy if you think about that. In the last 6 months, more than the past 10 years. But I don't doubt it.
Wow, that is crazy. What's surprising is this: if it's like a movement, like responding to politics and stuff, I'm surprised there aren't like shotguns available, shotgun shells. Because you figure the guys are like the politics guys, the end of the world guys. They're the guys that are buying like rifles and handguns.
Yeah.
But I don't see them buying like, hey, you want to like duck hunting guns? You're gonna buy like a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge or something like that. But I guess you buy whatever's left is the mentality.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, so it's slow moving right now, and you gotta, if you're looking for ammo, you gotta be on the right site at the right time when they put new inventory up, and you gotta be Johnny on the spot and add it to your cart and get it bought quick. Somebody was telling me, I don't know, I didn't see this myself, but the last time I was in Academy, the only thing on the shelf was 28 gauge shotgun shells. And then I guess a couple days later, they got a shipment of ammo in, and I don't know if they'd already told all these people this, or maybe they advertised it on their website. I don't know what the case was, but apparently they got a shipment of ammo in overnight, and the next morning at opening time, the line was wrapped around the building waiting for them to open, and it was all people wanting to go in and buy ammo because they had just restocked the shelves.
That's insane. I like Joe evidently has 1,000 rounds of 9mm.
Yeah.
So Joe he's got Florida. He's guarding Florida for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the number. That's like the common number. Somebody says, how much do you need to stockpile? Normally 1,000 rounds is what you want to have put up. And then anything else is what, you can shoot and zero with, target practice, plank, whatever you're going to do. But you don't want to go under 1,000 rounds. That's just, the common number.
See, that's wild is, we've been reading the Bible for weeks and weeks and weeks. And what happens if you have to use that gun? I mean, what situations happen in our country during this time? Not for like a home invasion, but what is the expectation, do you think? What's going to occur? Like an all-out war in between multiple factions in our country?
I don't think we're to that point yet. No.
Well, what do you think they're thinking? They're buying it all up. Why do you think they're thinking? Why are they doing it?
I think the majority of people are buying it up because Joe Biden is already said. I mean, you can find it on his list of things that he's going to do. He wants to restrict the crap out of a lot of stuff. They're going to go after high capacity magazines, anything that they can label as an assault rifle, which, whatever you can call it, a 22 rifle, an assault rifle. So
subjective.
That's kind of vague. Yeah. So I think everybody's just worried what this administration is going to implement whenever they come in.
Well, assault rifle, I guess if you're being shot with something, and someone asks you, shot you a couple times, like, do you feel like you've been assaulted? You'd be like, yeah.
Well,
assault
yeah.
rifle. It's assault rifle. Well,
Mhm.
if you're getting shot by a pellet gun, you might think it's assault rifle, I guess, if it hits you enough times. I don't know.
Yeah, and you got Kamala Harris that is from California, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's that falls right in line with everything else. They're probably going to do like California and try to put some type of restriction on high capacity magazines and try to make it where you can't have more than 10-round capacity magazines. Probably have to have some type of documentation depending on what you want to buy, and there's going to be longer wait periods and all that fun stuff. So I guess we'll see. So I guess people are just kind of, I don't know that they're thinking there's going to be some type of all-out civil war. I don't think that's the case. It's just being prepared in case they implement stuff to where you can't get it.
Yeah. So. And that makes sense. I mean, I really think.
And what's crazy about that? Well, what I found crazy about that is everybody is they're buying up, obviously ammunition and different guns that they can get a hold of, which guns are ridiculous right now too. A lot of them are doubled in price, at least up, 20, 30%. I was looking at one the other day, an AR that is typically around $1,000. That's a pretty good AR. It's over $2,000 now. It's $2,100, and it's typically $1,000 gun. So
where do you buy guns from? When you buy a gun, where do you go? You personally?
It depends. There's a couple local places that are pretty good. But I also shop at different budsgunshop.com is a pretty good one. You have cheaperthandirt.com, which it's a little pricey. So I don't get much from there. But
you ever buy used guns?
I have bought them in the past.
Well, why I'm asking is that when I was a kid, and still now, my dad used to go to every pawn shop in town to find guns. He would go look for specific guns. He would trade guns. He was the kind of guy, talking about, like we talked about tools, that he would use a gun for a while. He said, I want to trade this for a different gun. He'd go and trade them for different guns. He knew these people for like years and years. So I'm just wondering, is that just him? Or is that like people in general? But it sounds like you like to go get them when they're new.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I do. Yeah. Now, in the past, I've traded guns. I've bought used guns from people that I trust or whatever. There used to be, and maybe there still is, I don't know, but there used to be groups on Facebook, like gun owners groups, where you could actually make some posts where you could communicate, hey, I got this, what do you got, blah, 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 and plan a time to meet up and stuff like that. I've done that in the past.
Can you sell guns on Marketplace?
No.
You can't sell guns on Marketplace?
No. But there would be like private Facebook groups that you could join, like local groups.
I'm gonna try to find me a local gun group real quick to see if Facebook has cracked down or not.
Oh, I bet they have. Which, like I said, I don't know. I say that, but I don't know because I haven't done that in years. But
well, the ones I see, they're not local. They're large. Weapons Fans, 184,000 members. Guns Only, 50K.
Mm-hmm.
Comblock AK-47 Enthusiast. I guess those are Russians. This is kind of loud joking. AK-47.
Yeah. Now there's one guy that I used to years ago when we lived here before we moved back to Georgia, when we were leaving here the first time. I met a guy through Facebook actually, that he had a home-based FFL license. So he dealt out of his home. And he was retired military, worked at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, which is in the next town over. So he had a government job. He was prior military. Met him on Facebook, and I thought, man, I'll go there and look and see what he's got. And man, he had the setup, like back room of his house, labeled, all kinds of guns. He could order you whatever you wanted to. So I used him in the past, but now that we've moved back to Georgia, he's really blown up. So he took the operation out of his house. Now he has a storefront. He has like 100 acres or something like that. where he has a full on gun club where they got ranges and all kinds of different stuff. They do different types of tactical training and all that fun stuff out there. So he's kind of blew up. And normally I like to deal with smaller outfits, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't like going somewhere where you got 50 dudes that think they're G.I. Joe and want to compare guns. Nah, that ain't my thing.
Check out my gun, bro. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would put me off too.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Man, I'm a little left out because I don't have any guns right now.
You've done too late.
Yeah. I'm stuck. It's me and the slingshot from now on. That's fine. I'll find. I have access. Right. I have people that have plenty.
There you go.
They are. There's a lot. How many guns do you own? Is that something that's going to be hard to answer because of the huge number?
No, that's not a huge number. I'll stay. I won't say a specific number though. It's not many. We'll say that. Not many.
Not many. Well, I don't know. Either you're going to say a number that's so large, people are going to be like, this guy's a psycho. What does he need that many for? Or
no.
That's the only problem I can see. If it's so large, people are like, what's going on, dude?
I know somebody that's got a bunch, though.
Yeah, you told me about that guy.
A bunch. So.
Well, we have an auto parts store. Use that term loosely, auto parts store, at the end of my parents' road. And I've known this guy forever. And I used to ride the bus from school. In fact, whenever I wanted to stay on the same bus, they changed up the routes, but my friends were all riding a different bus. So I would bike or walk to his store in the morning and walk home. It's about 1.5 miles. And you could always get a free drink because his daughters went to school with me too. This guy, auto parts store plus guns. It's like, auto parts store and a little sign below says guns and ammo. So you go in there, and this is like a guy who's ready for the apocalypse. I mean, he's like Walking Dead. It's got nothing on this guy. Because you go in the back and it has an all concrete. It's concreted top, sides, bottom. I mean, no one's getting in there. It's like a check cashing place with the money in the back. Guns down every wall, doubled up, down, below, stuffed underneath there. When you told me about your friend, it kind of reminded me of this particular room at this guy's place. It's impressive because we had to cut through it to put air conditioning in there.
Right.
And which is the exact same thing when you do at a check cashing place.
This guy, I know, we'll just say that he could sell every gun that he owns right now, and he could go buy a house cash. So, like, we're talking, well over 6 figures.
Yow.
So,
that's nice.
I don't know why you need that many, but
he's not looking to sell though, I bet.
Well, he does it. He does a lot of trading and selling and stuff, but he don't just sell and put the money in his pocket. If he sells one, it's because he's already got another one on layaway or whatever at some gun shop somewhere that he's going to go get out of layaway and bring it home. So that money is being spent to buy more guns.
This sounds like my dad on a very different scale. He would go out, say, "Well, I forget all the stuff." He was a big bird hunter. So it was a different set of guns. It wasn't like AR-15s. There were shotguns and stuff like that.
Shotguns, yeah.
Trade and always get a different gun. I never knew what they were talking about because I never followed model numbers for guns. I just never was that close to it. But they'd be like, this is a Browning, XYZ, a Remington, Benelli, and they do all these names of stuff, and they trade them up all over the years. They really loved it. But I don't think he was preparing for the apocalypse. I just think he happened to be ready anyway. So, because there's rifles too and handguns and stuff.
I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna eventually have to get back into hunting because I want my son. I want to take my son hunting, and he's kind of getting to that age where it's about time to start taking him hunting. But I'm more of a fisherman. I like to go fishing more than I do anything.
Huh. So what's the draw of fishing? I mean, because I haven't hunted in a long, long time. I only bird hunted. That's the only hunting I ever did. We did a little bit of fishing, but when I was a kid, fishing's boring. Fishing's boring. So why do you like fishing?
It's relaxing. Just to get on a boat, go down the river, and not have a care in the world. You can just, sit along a bank somewhere, throw an anchor out, and just sit there and think about life, think about whatever you want to, and catch fish with a friend or a family member. Man, that's the best.
Now being older, I see the appeal of that. I didn't see it when I was younger, but now being older, I mean, I'll go out on the porch and sit and just sit. I can see the appeal of just relaxing. So I understand.
Yeah. When you're a kid, you feel like you got to constantly be doing something. You want to be entertained, and you can't. Your parents would always say, "Just sit down, and be quiet." And it was impossible. You couldn't do that.
I'll die.
Now, I would rather do that. I mean, I'm the guy in my family that they always give me a hard time because I'm not typically a sociable guy. If there's a big family gathering for a birthday or Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, I'm that guy that's sitting on the front porch by himself, just because I don't do well around a lot of people. So maybe the peace and the tranquility of just being on the river, maybe by yourself or with one other person that you're okay with spending hours with,
trapped on a boat.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
No, I can understand that. I mean, when we were on the river, because we'd go into Cape Fear River, and we'd take the boat, and my dad, they knew every which way. I had never had any idea where we were because I was a kid. But, we would go down the river in the boat. I mean, the big boats would come into port. We'd go over to the side, get out of the way. It was a lot of fun. We'd go out on the islands and intercoastal waterway. That part of my youth, and the camping. And all that stuff was very, very fun. Now, we used to go camping at the state campgrounds. And later on, when I was a teenager and of early 20s, we'd go camping on the river. We'd just find a spot. We'd just go camp. Whoever's land it was, I don't know, but we'd find a spot to camp for the night. I always thought that was a lot of fun. We go fishing there, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, most of that was just drinking at that age. We were just drinking all night and and checking trot lines in the boat. That was what we did. And it didn't matter because, we were all, trying to stay out of the water. Basically.
Right.
That time is over. I wouldn't go back to that time, but looking back on it, I do chuckle somewhat at how stupid we would be with boat safety and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Among other things, which I'll leave out. God knows.
Well, I think everybody does that. When you're a kid, you do stupid stuff.
Yeah. What stupid stuff did you ever go camping? Like, describing it? It's a lot of fun.
We as a family, there was a place, it's about 30 minutes away, called Burnt Fort. And I don't think you can stay there anymore. But back then there was like a little area that was right on the riverbank where, you could pull a camper in there, but most people would like set up tents and stuff. And it also had a public, boat ramp and boat dock just down from it. So we'd always maybe the adults might be in a camper, but most of the kids were in tents. And so we'd sleep in tents and we'd go out on the river during the day, come back, build a fire, cook fish, whatever, get up, do it all over again. Yeah, we did a lot of that.
I'm sorry. I just remembered we were on the river one time. We set up a camp, and someone had camped there before because there was a spot hollowed out, and you could see where someone had made a fire in the middle. So we set our stuff up the same way because it was already suited for it. I remember we had been drinking for several hours, and my buddy, who was also drinking for several hours, saw a mouse. Mm-hmm. I'll tell another story about it in just a second. Wait, if he listens to this, he would hate my guts. The mouse thing, and he's sitting out there, and there's weapons present. There's fishing rods, there's other weapons present. He's going to try to kill this mouse because he's afraid it's going to take our food. This is the logic at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So this is his plan. I just love this. This mouse runs away, by the way. The mouse is alive to this day, probably. He sets out cheese doodles for the mouse and sits there with a rifle ready for the mouse to come back. Which I think was great. Now, one story that's not as great, and I hate to even tell this story because it makes us look like jerks, especially my buddy, which makes it easier to tell. We're going down the river, no one's drunk, but he is feeling like $1 million and is feeling like he wants to be the manliest man possible, and he shoots a duck that's on the bank of this river.
Mm-hmm.
What he doesn't realize is that these ugly ducks, and you've seen these ugly white ducks with like the red on them next to the face, they're pets from a house on the side of the river. So he shot somebody's pet duck. And once he shot this duck and realized it was a pet duck, well, now we're part of a murder. You know, we're sitting here and we're like, why did you do that? Because there's three of us. Man number one who shot the duck, who we both hated, and then 2 and 3, the two other guys who were condemning him verbally as soon as he did this. We had to take this duck. He takes this duck and smuggles it down the river so no one will find the dead duck. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And this is a true story. We go down the river, and he takes it back in the woods and shoots this duck again to make sure it's dead and leaves it there. I've never been a part of such an idiotic incident in all my life. But this is this guy. He wanted to prove that he was cool, I guess. He shot this duck and didn't realize it was a stupid tame duck that wouldn't even move anyway. Hard target that it was. And you've seen these stupid. They're the ugliest ducks in the world.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It was just unbelievable. And the time they decided to try to shoot the propane bottle that was floating in the river.
Oh, yeah.
Good times.
It's a great idea there.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember. I don't remember any explosions in. So they must either missed or something else. I don't know what the deal was with that. That time I was ready to go home. My buddy woke me up after 4 hours of sleeping, and we had gotten hammered the night before. And he woke me up at 7 a.m., and I'm like, fill in the blank, what are you doing? He's like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, I want to kill you. You're going to die here today. Went home, and I think we played sports after that, actually. It was crazy. We were all 20. It was fine.
At 20, I was already in the Army, so I don't have a lot of stories of riding down the river or drinking on the river with buddies. I had my little wildness for about 2-3 years tops, and then I went in the Army and straightened up. So,
well, you were better off for doing that, because a lot of these stories, and as I tell them again, the stupidity is flowing from them heavily. But I met my wife when I was 22 or 3 or something. So after that, I kind of settled down a little bit. I stopped drinking 99% of the time, and then a few years later, I haven't drank since probably I was in my late 20s. At all. So she straightened me out. She helped me out a lot. Made me see the light, figuratively and literally, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, and there's a lot of truth to we don't like to admit it, but what's the, I don't know if there's data to back it up, but they say that women mature quicker than men. I believe that to be true.
That's got to be right.
I just do.
Well, the evidence is all around us walking, isn't it? This 18-year-old boy, he's going to sound like a moron. He's going to talk like a jerk to women, and the women just act like, they'll have jobs. They'll be like planning for their futures, and the 18-year-old boy, he just acts like an idiot. And I did the same thing.
Yep.
But you solved your problem. You went to the Army. You fixed it.
Yeah. Well, I give Anna credit for it too, because I joined the Army, and then at the time Iraq was hot and heavy, so there was wait times to go to basic training. So once I swore in, I had I think it was 4 months. I had a 4-month wait period before I went to basic training, and I met my wife in that 4 months. So
efficient.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're just like a military man.
It was a backup plan. If the Army don't straighten me out, she will. So
I'm getting straightened out one way or another. That's good.
I'm getting straightened out one way or another.
Or maybe you should try the woman first next time, and the war second.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're right, but
but in retrospect, you did survive. You came home and with whatever adjustment you needed, and I guess it all worked out. But
yeah.
Now how old are you?
I'll be 33 this year.
33. Still eating on air though, I see.
I am.
That's like your moniker. What do you got?
Chicken biscuits.
Chicken biscuits, like the crackers? Chicken biscuits, crackers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
Okay.
chicken in a biscuit, I guess is the correct term.
I don't know. I know what you were talking about. I can't remember exactly how they sounded out there.
Chicken flavored crackers.
They're good.
Much.
They're good.
Oh, they are good.
I'll tell you what I had tonight, and all you northern people eat your heart out. We had pork loin in a crock pot. My wife put whatever it is she puts inside of it to make it wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I ruined the rest of this because I was in charge of the sides. So she makes a pork loin. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. And what do I crank out? Green beans in a can, but I save it with some chicken bouillon, throw it in there. It makes everything taste better. Adds about 1,000 milligrams of sodium probably. And then I made boil in a bag rice.
Nice.
It's like
that was funny. We ate chili earlier today, and then I had to run to a buddy's house up the road before the show tonight, probably about, I don't know, 6 o'clock. I had to run over there for a few minutes, and then I get there, and he gives me this big old huge frozen Ziploc bag. He's like, here, take this home, put it in your freezer. I'm like, what is this? He's like, chili. I'm like, I don't want that right now. I just ate chili like 2 hours ago. But it's deer chili, so it'll be good.
That is good. We have some deer chili. Every time my brother-in-laws, which were both here today, actually, they drove up. We're going to celebrate his birthday, the oldest, and he's making chili. And half the time he'll make a deer chili because he's a deer hunter. I swear, someone knocking on my door or something? Okay. He makes a deer chili. So it's really good. Yeah. It's real good. So we'll be having that whenever that is, next Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about food here. Shouldn't be hungry.
I know.
I'll go eat some more food. That's I
don't need to eat nothing. It's too late. It's too late to be eating. I need to quit eating these crackers. But I got like 5 left. So.
Well, no one likes a quitter. You better get on them crackers. Man, I don't have any Bible for you today. I was going to read something, but we talked about the other stuff, and that's good.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I meant to ask you earlier, but you familiar with C.S. Lewis?
I know he's an author. Yeah.
Yeah. Chronicles of Narnia or whatever.
I'm vaguely familiar with that. I don't think I never read those, but my daughters read that.
So, super educated Christian guy. And what made me do some research on him, I didn't know who he was before this morning. And a preacher this morning in church was talking about C.S. Lewis. And he mentioned, Chronicles of Narnia. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I started looking into him or whatever. Man, he was a smart guy when it come to the Bible and just Christianity as a whole. I started looking up some of his quotes. I guess he died in the 50s, from what I understand, late 50s, early 60s or something like that. You should look at that sometime. He's got some good stuff out there, and it looks like he wrote a bunch of books. So
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I was not aware, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. Man.
So, but no, it made me start thinking. I was reading some of these, some of these quotes he had and some scripture tied to it or whatever, and just being thankful for what you got. I think we get so wrapped around, wanting more. You want a bigger house, you want a better car, you want more money in the bank, and all that. All that stuff's irrelevant. It's great to have. It helps you navigate life, I guess, when you have money and stuff like that. But in the end, it's nothing if you don't have a relationship with God. Yeah. And so I think it's important to be thankful for what you do have, even if it is in our mind not much or whatever. If you live paycheck to paycheck or you don't have a big house or whatever the case may be, you still got it 90% better than or how do I put this? Better that's what I was trying to say. Better than 90% of a lot of these other countries where people are still living in freaking mud huts and don't have anything. So we're very fortunate what we have, even if in your mind you don't have much. And if you have a relationship with God, you got more than most.
Yeah. That's the only real requirement, really.
Yeah.
In fact, I think God would have you give away most of your stuff if you were willing and able to. I think he would say just give it to somebody who needs it.
Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that. Where I'm at, as you know, I'm trying to reread the Bible, and I'm at Ephesians. I'm about to start that one. I just finished up Galatians, and I guess it's Galatians 1 and 2, Corinthians, and let's see if I miss anything. So it's been a bunch of letters that Paul wrote to different churches, just kind of reinforcing what he had told them. And like one of the common things I see, and I try to highlight the stuff that I read, even if it's a small thing, if I want to go back and look at it, or if it's something funny, like the thing about the wives in church, I highlight that too. So one of the things is bear one another's burdens is like one of the final things that I've read here lately. It's brothers, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you be tempted. I was thinking about that. He said that to every one of the churches, help each other out. And I think that goes along with what you're saying, see value where there is value and where there's other people involved. I mean, don't start conflict, try to bring each other up, especially people in the church that are supposed to, know all this stuff and believe all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we did get a Bible verse read. Just want to sneak it in there at the end.
That's right.
There's Galatians. Well, I'll tell you one thing, them Corinthians, first time he wrote them, man, they were a wild bunch. You start a church and you come back and, these guys, he's talking about sexual immorality. I don't know what them Corinthians were up to, but they were doing a lot of bad stuff after Paul left. Which is funny because it's real life. It's just like you go to your church or something, you see there's people up there judging away, sitting over there. I wouldn't. I don't think he should be doing that. You know who did that sort of thing, and it's funny. That's one of the women that probably shouldn't be talking during the service.
Yeah,
tell them next time.
Well, I think you just have to. You have to forgive and and not be judgmental. That was one of the things. One of the quotes that from C.S. Lewis that kind of stuck out to me. He said, "To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God forgave the inexcusable in us."
Yeah, he's right on the money. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's right. If Jesus can die on the cross for us and suffer what I think is the ultimate punishment ever suffered by any man or a person in flesh ever, there really is no excuse for us not to pursue forgiveness with everyone.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's tough.
Hey,
it's tough. Nobody said it was going to be easy.
If it was easy, man, there wouldn't be any value in it, would there?
Right.
If everything was easy, geez. It's tough because one of the things that I'm trying to do, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm trying to reform my relationship with my sister. When I told my wife I was going to do this, she was not happy with it. She's like, I don't know why you do that after all that she's done. And, and I told her, I think this is what God wants me to do. I think this is what we're supposed to do. I am not excited about doing it. Parts of me don't even want to do it. I want to make excuses before it even gets started. Like, she's such a bad influence. I don't want to expose her to my children. There's like 1,000 things that I could say. But in my heart, I know that it's just an excuse. So I'm going to pursue it and let God take care of it. He's the one he's on the wheel. So we'll let him do what he's going to do. And I just hope I come out in one piece after this journey.
Yeah.
But, the guys in the Bible, they didn't come out in one piece, did they? Paul, he was killed. Peter was killed. They were all killed,
John the Baptist.
Yeah, John the Baptist, beheaded. And so you can't say that, you're going to live a life and it's going to go without any issues if you live a godly life, because that ain't the case. So, in fact, I think in many cases the Bible says that, we're going to be worse off than most people because the world's going to hate us. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think another key point is just it's hard to be a proud person. You got to be humble about a lot of things,
I think you're right on the money with that, too. He mentioned that a lot, too. How can we be proud? Yeah. What are we proud of? What did we do? No matter what we did, we didn't do anything. It's Christ working through us. It's God's will. So, yeah.
So, yeah, that was another. I think I got it here. Let me find it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right here. There's another thing C.S. Lewis said. He said, as long as you are proud, you cannot know God. A proud man is always looking down on things and people. And of course, as long as you are looking down, you cannot see something that is above you.
I like the C.S. Lewis stuff. I wasn't aware of this.
Man, he's got a bunch of good ones. I'm like, man, I never thought about that,
Wow, and it's the Narnia guy.
And it's the Narnia guy.
Blows my mind. No, that's pretty cool right there. That's a good. I guess we're at the hour mark right there. Is this the part where you take us out? Because I named the show.
You named the show 4.
I did write 4 in Google.
It's number 4.
It's 4.
My job is done.
Yeah, I'm off for this week. Clock out now.
Yeah,
but you're so good at it.
Well, guys, we appreciate it again for you guys stopping by. Being in the chat, talking with us. Don't forget, it is a podcast. Zach normally has it up, Tuesday, Wednesday, latest most of the time.
Yeah, definitely by Wednesday. Absolutely. If
you have any topic ideas or you want to ask us any questions, of course, you can email us at menwithissuespodcast@gmail.com.
And I believe that's in the description as well. So if you forget that, you should be able to find it in the description.
Cool. But till next time, you guys take care.